Friends, the video, rather, the couple of videos I'm initiating may have far-reaching impact, and it all depends on you. For almost 2 decades, I don't know, maybe more, I've been harping on this issue that if anthropology and sociology, if they have to grow, they have to evolve. I'm talking about India. I doubt whether people do recognize these two disciplines, the two great disciplines, over and above economics and political science. So we have to change. And I have been requesting for anthropology at least that we should have anthropology of economics and anthropology of politics. Uh, for anthropology of economics, I wrote about the farmers' agitation. They started in October. I wrote in December, and that was published in April in Oriental Anthropologist, where I analyzed and concluded that the demands are genuine and the government should accept. It's a different matter that government took another year. Ironically, nobody responded. No anthropologist responded. Forgot about all this. Today, I'm initiating with anthropology of politics, and I want everyone to respond. Criticism is okay. Extreme criticism is also welcome. I had one video the day election commission announced the election, and that caption was that election commission has handed over the elections to BJP on platter. In a group exclusively of anthropologists, somebody objected. I tried to explain also, but the admin, he shut down the group. And this is the response if you have God save the king kind of thing is there. We have to respond, we have to interact, we have to come out with a solution. Now, this video which I'm going to have, I have been serious for the last few months, you can say. And considering the sources that I had to depend on. But before that, the issues which I think should be common, but some of them which are not. Like I've been telling that for me, when you say development, it is only health, education, employment, environment. Political parties are talking about employment. That is all. And then freebies. I have utter disregard for these things. Like the rolling dispensation, they said another 5 years, 5 kgs. And the India, they declared 10 kg. 5 kgs was insufficient. But what are they going to do with 10 kg? But why this? Even when Manrega had started, everyone appreciated, even the UN. I was the lone criticizer that you are creating parasites. You are not creating nation builders. And of course, I think I'm right. And above that, now you have 1 lakh rupees in cash. That is the worst thing any political party should have done. If India has done, I'm sorry. Where are we heading for? I won't talk about the economy of the things. I'm here to talk about the politics of the things. Now, why we say anthropology of politics? You know, in political science and anthropology, both of us, we discuss political organization. In anthropology, we also discuss law, which they don't to an extent. And political science, they study, like by most of the people, particularly during elections, selection of the candidates, campaign, voting behavior, exit polls. But they have quite limited resources. Their technique is also not as good as we have in anthropology. So we have much better content, much better approach. We can deliver much better results Why not to study political processes as well, and that way be one step ahead of political science? Now, for this study, I have pointed out certain issues which are there. There are others too. I may take up in the next video if required. But important issues of both the campaign groups, you call them NDA and India. The issues being raised by the two major political dispositions. You have, firstly, for NDA, India's image outside. But one thing, when they said NDA 400 par, that day only I had an apprehension that NDA may not perform that well. And the reason is, in 2004, when India Shining campaign was there, is I think it matches that one. And that way, if you look at the slogans, I am reminded of the slogans created by Mrs. Gandhi. The most attractive was, वो कहते हैं इंदिरा हटाओ, इंदिरा जी कहती हैं गरीबी हटाओ, अब आप ही चुनिए. Very catchy slogan. And then another one, जात पर ना पात पर, इंदिरा जी की बात पर मोहर लगेगी हाथ पर. Why didn't the Congress take up that slogan again? It is their issue. I am not concerned with. And then nationalism. BJP calls everybody else as anti-national, other than whatever their allies are. I don't know how much the electorate did digest about it, but the issue was raised. Temple was an issue, but I think BJP should have delayed by another 2 months to construct the temple, or they should have preponed the elections because the tempo that was raised by this temple issue is not visible much. Then 81 crores feeding, toilets, houses, water for everyone, all these government run schemes. I think again they have lost their scheme, particularly when you say 81 crore people being fed free. I am pained really. We are creating parasites, it's not nation building. If 75 years after independence also you have to feed these many, and everybody knows that every one of them does not need free, but still they have. And now when Congress raises it to 10,000, that is atrocious. Horrible, I would say. Next issue is CAA 370. If BJP was interested in CAA, they could have done it much earlier. One thing I do not understand, if a political party is in power for 10 years, why should they promise new things without highlighting what they have done in the last 10 years? I'm sorry, BJP can never do this CA. They don't have guts. A small thing, that lady who said on a TV about the Prophet, and Qatar responded, government, what happened, you know about it. Then Article 370, what they have done to Article 370? The only thing they have done, they have further reinforced the non-entry of Kashmiri Pandits into the area. Only the perception that is being created. So all these minorities, always they say Congress is doing this for this, other parties are doing this for that. If they were really interested in Hinduism, I know at least two channels who are Hinduites who did support BJP previously, but now if you listen to them, one is uh, Sandeep Deo, India Speaks Daily, and one is, I forgot the name. She has written a book, Modi, Muslims and Media. You read and you realize how much Hinduism they have spread in the country. Totally farce. If they were interested in Hinduism and if they were interested in elections, the way everybody is talking about Samvidhan, Modi says Samvidhan will be retained. They also say that these people they want change in Samvidhan. All of them take oath of Baba Sahib. Hmm? What Samvidhan you have left in a country in 75 years? You have more than 125 amendments. Is it Baba Sahib Samvidhan? Did Baba Sahib talk about uh, All India Muslim Personal Law Board? Did Baba Sahib talk about the Waqf Board? Are we secular? Nobody discusses that. Everybody wants to take benefit of the name of Baba Sahib. Not at all. Disgusting. Then the campaign raised by India. Actually, BJP has mostly won. In 2014, the issue was change. Everybody wanted change. Anybody who would have come against the Congress would have won. So we always say that 2014, Congress lost, not the BJP won. In 2019, then emotions were raised because of Pulwama. And this year, there was no national issue. BJP wanted to convert into national. The opposition, they brought it to the local. Previously, NDA decided the agenda and the opposition would give in. This year, it didn't happen. The issue, employment, the most crucial. BJP people say there is no employment, there is no poverty. Remember one thing, the urban middle class and upper class, they will never see poverty. कभी नहीं देखी उन्होंने, इसलिए उनको पावर्टी नजर नहीं आती. मेरा जो कैनवस है, I stay with food gatherers and I stay in 7-star also. I work with the Jhuggi people in Delhi and I work with students. So the issues which are there, आप जो बात कहते हैं that all those freebies which are there and you blame Kejriwal for that. One thing let me tell you, the free bus ride. Who will enter the bus? It won't be middle class or upper class. It is lower class only and mostly from unorganized sector. See, if my domestic help comes by bus to my place and she spends 20 to 30 rupees in coming and another 20-30 for going back, means say around 1500 rupees and she saves. She is not going to spend on share market. She will spend on the health of the children, their education, their clothes. It raises the standard of living. This kind of freebie, if you call it as freebie, I'll say it's welcome. But giving free of without, I mean, even before Manrega was there, food for work was much better. But the policies which both these dispensations are doing, they are just harming the nation, nothing else. And with respect to employment, I'm reminded of Vaids. दुनिया ने तेरी याद से बेगाना कर दिया, तुझसे भी दिल फरेब हैं गम रोजगार के. Rozgar is ultimate, he said 85 years ago, and till days it is as relevant as it was. But if you ask the middle class and upper class, वो कहते हैं कहाँ बेरोजगारी है ही नहीं कहीं. In Bihar, half the people are poor. In UP, more than 1/3 are poor. लोगों को कहीं गरीबी नजर नहीं आती, दिल्ली वालों को तो वैसे भी नहीं आती. Then Agniveer, all the states which sent their wards to army, Uttarakhand is there, Himachal is there, Rajasthan is there, other states are there. Now nobody is happy with Agniveer. So issue again raised is very pertinent. And then farmers, the way farmers were stopped, मुझे तो लगता है कि जिस तरह से उन्होंने बॉर्डर पे दे स्टॉप फार्मर्स, उस तरह का बॉर्डर तो उनको बांग्लादेश और पाकिस्तान पे लगाना चाहिए. They are stopping the nationals, Indian nationals from coming to Delhi. So even in Haryana, it is said that the candidates of the ruling disposition, they should be provided with security because they are not being allowed to enter the villages. So that affects Punjab, Haryana, Western UP, all the three. And then corruption. Modi ji started with corruption. But the moment it came up with the election bonds, the word started spreading. That day evening only Kejriwal was arrested. But gradually the matter did spread. And finally, election bonds and Kejriwal, Shibu Soren, Hemanta Soren, their arrest, it was not taken well by the electorate. So all these, they are going to have effect on the election results. But what will be the outcome? Before talking about that, let me tell you the sources that I have used. Firstly, of course, my knowledge of anthropology is there, and I have been talking to the people on this regard. And I do use my knowledge with respect to what is being done. Then, newspapers. Habitually, I have been reading 11 newspapers, but before the elections, I literally ignored political news. Now, I have more eye on the. Then, national media. 10 channels, mainline stream, what you call, what others call Godi media. Then social media, YouTube, 10 of them, each one having more than 1 lakh subscription, maybe 10 lakh, 1 million, maybe 1 crore also. I watch them. Then interesting thing, Satta Bazaar. Satta Bazaar is much more accurate than the political parties, whatever they say. I have used Kalodi Satta Bazaar in Rajasthan and of course Bombay Satta Bazaar. And again, laughing matter may be astrologers. I have been watching 6 of them regularly. 4 of them I think may or may not matter much, but 2 of them I'll talk about. One calls the other as his guru, but they have just opposite views. So, what is the relevance of astrology also? You must know, and how much the people are dependent on astrology, that must know. But the last issue that is there is it is uh, will BJP win? I'll discuss in the next video. We'll have on 25th, we have elections in Delhi. And after voting, I'll show you my finger and then I'll give you my observations, perceptions, conclusion, whatever you feel like. But I wish anthropology of politics does hold. Let it be brought to the firm footing. My generation and previous ones, I don't think they will as good as that would. But next generation, they can take a clue. And if you want anthropology to survive, you got to have anthropology of economics and anthropology of politics. Thank you.